Hi friends, hope you all are fine and preparing for the exams which is going to be conducted soon as per the BT instructions. Already we have discussed in the previous videos about Unit 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 of PIC subject. Today we will discuss about the fifth unit, that is Human Rights, which has 20 marks in the examinations. It is larger unit and will discuss 19 to 20 questions and answers on this unit one by one. So let us start with the first question. State various constitutional provisions under human rights. So here you are going to explain around 10 to 11 provisions under the human rights. First one, right to make living, right to life. Second is right to pursue legitimate personal interest, that is right to liberty, right to privacy. Next is right to property, right of non-discrimination, no sexual harassment. Next, right to debate, right to speech, freedom from torture, sexual and reproductive rights, and right of movement. Like this, 10 to 11 different constitutional provisions are there under human rights. Next question. List features of international human rights. So here we are going to explain 14 different features under the international human rights. Features of international human rights. Human rights different, whereas international human rights are little bit different. So first one, according to this, prevention and punishment of crime is the first feature. Second is elimination of all forms of racial discrimination. Third, elimination of all forms of racial discrimination against women. Next, elimination of human torture. Provisions of right of a child. Next is protection of all migrant workers and members of their families. Seventh one, rights of prisoners and disabilities. Next, eighth one, it provides the protection to all persons from enforced disappearance. Next, it works for peace. Tenth one, it strengthens the democracy. Next feature, it promotes the sustainable development. It promotes combating of corruption. Next, it protects the children against sexual exploitation and sexual abuse. Last one, it promotes preventing and combating domestic violence against women. Like this, there are 13 to 14 different international human rights features you are going to explain. Next question, third one. State and explain the provisions under professional rights. So, professional rights we are going to explain one by one here. So, first one, right to form and express professional judgment. Right to form and express professional judgment. This is nothing but right of professional consent, will say. This right states that one to form and exercise the professional judgment while pursuing professional responsibilities. When we are holding the professional responsibilities, it explains moral and technical judgments. It contains moral and technical judgments also. That is right to form and express professional judgment. Second provision under professional right is right to refuse to participate in unethical activities. So under this, even this is also known as refusal co-signantes will say the employer cannot force or threaten the employee to do something which is unethical in the view of employee. We cannot force the employee to do unethical act. So for example, taking bribe or giving bribe, altering the test result, falsifying the data, forging the documents, etc. comes under this. That is, we should not force the employee to do these all things. That is right to refuse to participate in unethical activities. Next is a right to fair recognition and to receive remuneration for professional services. That is, engineers have a right to professional recognition for their work and achievements, and these rights motivate themselves to concentrate on their energy, job, knowledge, skill through the continuing education. And it prevents the engineers such as bother on money matters based on the resources of the organization and bargaining power of the engineer. The reasonable salary or remuneration for discovery can be worked out in this. Fourth provision, that is right to warn the public about danger. That is, it should be done without damaging and reputation of the employer. Without damaging the reputation of the employer. The views can be expressed through the professional society to get the backing. Next one, that is right to talk publicly about the job. This should be done within limits of decency, confidentiality and loyalty. Sixth one, that is a right to engage in the activities of professional societies. That is ending membership, seminars, campaign, etc. comes under this. That is the provisions under professional rights will say. 6 different provisions are there under this. Right to form and express professional judgment, right to refuse to participate in unethical activities, right to fair recognition and receive remuneration for the services, right to warn the public about dangers, right to talk publicly about the job, right to engage in the activities of professional societies. Like this, 6 different provisions are there. Fourth question, state the features of employee rights. So what the employee is having the rights here, main features around 13 different points we must explain one by one. First one, they uphold the interest of all employee. Employee rights, what it says means it uphold the interest of all employee. Second one, it prevents and punishes the crime against employee. Third one, it eliminates all form of discrimination in the workplace. Where we are working, there if any discrimination is happening, then the employee rights will eliminate those all things. Next, it provides scope for employee privacy, secret. It provides protection to have private life outside the job. Next, elimination of employee torture. Next point, it works for mutual benefits of employee. 8th point, it works for preventing and combating the domestic violence against at workplaces, against employee at workplaces. Next, it eliminates all form of racial discrimination against women at the workplace, provides security in the job. The employee rights provides a security in the job. Also, it promotes all form of minimum comforts to all category employees. It protects the human dignity at the workplace. It promotes fair processes in firing, demotion and taking any disciplinary actions against the employees. So, these are the 13 points we must explain. They are the features of employee rights. Next question. List the principles of conflict resolution. List the principles of conflict resolution. Means this is also interpreted as a right to personal privacy. Means a right to have private life outside the job. Job is different, our private life is different. So there are some situations when the right can be curbed. That is example here, when those activities lead to violation or found detrimental to the duties of their job. Second one, when the activities of the employee form a conflict or interest, that is moonlighting we'll say. Third one, when the interest of employer is getting damaged, that is if the employee transfers some vital information on plans or strategies to the competitor. Like this, 3 points we must mention. They are the principles of conflict resolution. Next question, sixth one. List the various special program for women's development from the government. So what the government is doing for the development of women, that we are going to explain here. So women's development programs, that is the object of the legislation is to enhance livelihood security for the woman. So why this is essential according to our constitution means for the security of the woman, especially in the rural areas of the country. So by providing minimum at least 100 days of guaranteed wage employment. And also this act prepares a scheme to give effect to the guarantee proposed under the legislation. The state government should also provide guaranteed wage employment in unskilled manual work at least for a period of 100 days in a financial year in accordance with the provisions made in the legislation. Rural areas in the state as notified by the central government to provide every poor household. State government to pay unemployment allowance at the prescribed rate. Then what different programs the government is sponsoring for the women's development means shelter. The main thing, shelter they are providing, medical assistance they are giving, counseling they are doing, a removal of property from spouse house, then Sakshi Shalini, Shaki Shalini, then legal aid center for women, skill training, self-employment schemes, various self-employment schemes there are, then financial assistance, legal aid and legal literacy, Jagriti Mahila Samiti, Indian Social Action Forum, like this different programs, special programs are there for women's development from the government. Next question. Describe about trademark. Trademark means what? What are the functions, features, characteristics of trademark? Trademark is a wide identity of specific goods and services permitting they are made among different trades. It is territorial right. It is a right which needs registration, which is valid for 10 years and it can be renewable. Trademark. The trademark or a service mark. Trademark or a service mark can be registered in the form of a label. Registered in the form of a label, a letter, a device, a word or words, a heading, number or any combination of these designs, logos, symbols, sounds. Trademark is not for a design. Example, the shape of a bottle in which product is marketed will not be registered as a trademark. Trademark is identity of a specific goods and services made by the traders. Okay, then what are the functions of trademark? The goods are identified by their trademarkers. Example, Santoor is a trademark of a Santoor soap. Trademark carries an indication of a quality of goods customers' satisfaction. Trademark acts as a silent promoter of sales. Trademark serves as a medium for advertising the goods. Next, what are the characteristics of trademark? Around 6 different points are there under this. The definition of trademark and mark includes within itself trade name under which articles, goods are sold. Example, Kirloskar, Bajaj, Godrej. These are the traders, trader names. Trademark will be there. Trademark is a kind of property and it is entitled to protection under law. A trademark is generally transmitted in connection with the goodwill of the business. Fourth point, a trademark may be registered or unregistered. Registration ensures ownership of a trademark and it enables him to avoid proving his title against any mark. But in case of unregistered trademark, only way in which the owner can protect it is the passing of action. Trademark has different species such as service marks, certification marks, collective marks, well-known trademarks. Distinctiveness is the basic quality of trademark. And what are the features of trademark? See, about the trademark you are explaining, that is, write a note on trademark. What you are writing in this? Functions. Trademark means what? Functions, characteristics and features you are going to explain. What are the features of trademark? It should be easy to pronounce and remember. The device should be described by a single word. It should be spelled correctly and write readably. It should be short as possible as. Should be attractive to eye. It should satisfy the requirement of registration. Like this, you are explaining about the trademark. Trademark is wide identity of the traders or company. Next is differentiate between patent and trade secret. Patent is contact between the individual and the society, maybe the contractor and the society. And patent is in the form of right granted by the government. Patent is giving the ownership and the right to exclude the others. Patent related to making, using, selling or offering to sell without permission of the patent holder. Whereas trade secret, it is the information which is kept confidential as secret. This information cannot accessed by any other people than the owner and this gives valuable commercial advantages over the competitors. The trade secrets are not registered but only kept confidential. These are given legal protection against abuse by the employee, by contractor, by keeping confidentiality and trust. And these all, that is trade secret related to technical processes, designs, etc. So like this 3 to 4 difference we must explain, that is patent and trade secret differences. Next question. Describe briefly right of conscientious refusal. Conscientious refusal. Right to refuse to participate in unethical activities known as conscientious Like that we can say that is a refusal will say. It is also known as right of conscientious refusal. The employer cannot force or threaten the employee to do this one only, that one only. So which is unethical act we are going to say. Example, the taking of bribe, altering the designs, changing the designs, altering the test results, showing the falsifying data, etc., forging the documents, etc., comes under this. And it is the right to refuse to engage in unethical actions and to refuse to do because in his view, in the view of the employee, it may be unethical. There may be situations. Examples, doctors have a right not to participation in abortions. Similarly, engineers must have right to refuse assignments that violate their personal ethical feelings. Next question. Next question. Describe a right to due processes. Describe a right to due processes. It is the right to fair process or procedures in firing, demotion, and in taking any plenary actions against the employees. Written explanation should be initially obtained from the charged employee and the orders are given in writing with clearly stated reasons. Simple appeal procedures should be framed, texted, and made able to all those affected. Fairness here is specified in terms of the process rather than the outcomes. So this is right to due processes. Next, 11th one, describe intellectual property right. Intellectual properties are the rights given to the persons over the creations of their minds. This is the information and original expression that derives its original value from the creative ideas with commercial value. Intellectual property permits people to have fully independent ownership for their innovations, creativity, like that of physical property. So, intellectual property serves the following purposes. It prevents others to use it, prevents using it for financial gain, prevents copying of ideas, fulfill obligations to funding agency like ICICI Bank and advanced loan against intellectual property as security to shoppers, stop New Delhi. Provides a strategy to generate steady income. So these are the purposes why the intellectual property rights are. Then next is what are the challenges of intellectual property are shortage of manpower in the industry. Educational institutions play a vital role in providing the same. High cost and lengthy procedure. This was being considered by the government and is a simpler and faster procedure is expected and lack of strong enforcement mechanism. Next, what are the types of intellectual properties means patents, copyright, trademark, trade secret, industrial design rights, etc. comes under intellectual property rights. Next question. Explain briefly the copyright. Copyright means it is specific and exclusive right which describes the rights given to creators for their artistic works, literary and artistic creation is a unique feature of human beings. The intellectual creativity has been recognized and features of copyright are the terms of copyright for different categories broadcasting rights, international copyright, authors' special rights, provisions relating to the performing rights of workers, provisions to find the first ownership. So these are the features of copyright. Next, characteristics of copyrights are creation of written law, multiple rights, work must be original, copyright exists in expression of idea and not of idea itself. These are the characteristics, features of copyright. Next, 13th question, explain about patent. Even you can write in this way also, explain about the patent in the professional societies. So, what are the features? Means patent outside the India. Patent outside the India, under this 2 points are there. Patent under outside the India, under this 2 different points are there. We'll see one by one. So already you know patent is a contract between the individual and the society. So patent is in the form of a right granted by the government to an inventor, giving the ownership and right to exclude others from making, using, selling, offering to sell without permission to the patent holder. Already you know about this. So directly we are coming to the features of patent. Patent outside India under these 2 points. First one, applications for patent outside the India on defense purpose or related to atomic energy are prohibited. Second point, for other patents, an innovator should apply for a patent within India and then seek clearance for filing patents of abroad. Second is licensing. The controller of a patent grants the license upon verification by some terms and conditions. Second point under this, the articles prepared or manufactured under the patent shall be available to the public at the lowest price at the same time the patent is. Negative right means the grant of patent does not guarantee the merit or any other commercial value for an innovation. The state which grants the patents does not also guarantee the validity of the patent granted. Next is first to file rule. Means India, like many other countries, follows the system of first to file or first to register system to determine the priority. Accordingly, a patent or invention which is filed or registered first, patent office will have precedence to the patent or invention which later in the date, even if it had been invented earlier. So registering who is doing, to them first preference will be given. First to file rule. Next is burden of proof of infringement. Means legal rights of patent cannot be enforced automatically. In a suit for infringement of a patent, the patent must move to the court. The court may direct the defendant to prove that process used by him to obtain the product identical to the product of the patented process is different from patented process. Next, what are the types of patents? Utility patent and industrial design patent. Two different types of patents are there. Utility patent means it is granted to anyone who invents or discovers any new and useful processes, new machines, manufacture and chemical composition of any manner or new and useful improvement thereof. The utility time is 20 years for utility patent. Industrial design patent, it is the idea or the conception regarding the features of shape, configuration, pattern, ornamental, colors applied to the articles, two-dimensional, three-dimensional, maybe any industrial processes, and is judged by the eye or a product. So like this, two different types of patents are there. 14th question. Explain the concept of woman empowerment. So, religious attitudes centered, they are much deeper regions of the human social values and complexity of Hindu mind, which is systematically attributing the crude ideas about women's incapabilities. The roots of Hindu societies are the Aryan society. The birth of son was especially welcomed in Aryan family as the son's presence was essential at the important celebrations. According to our ancient Shastras, women are regarded as the embodiment of Shakti. She was equal with goddess in our religious worship. She is a symbol of fertility. However, Manu, the world's greatest lawgiver, said woman had to be dependent before the marriage on her parents and after marriage on her husband. This concept is a great damage to the position of women in India. In ancient days, women are most suppressed and most neglected group in the society, mainly in the rural areas. In Vedic period, women enjoyed equal status with men. So, present status of women in India. First one, right to equality. All are same. How the men, like that woman. Right to equality. Right against exploitation. Directive principles of state policy. Then fundamental duties. Elections, like that. The status of women in India is. In short, you are explaining. Next is explain Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. Dowry Prohibition Act 1961. So, what is dowry means? Dowry means any property or valuable security given or agreed to be given directly or indirectly by one party to the other party in the marriage or by the parents of either party in the marriage or by the person in the marriage or to any other person or before or any time after the marriage or in connection with the marriage parties. So, dowry we are going to say. Then, Dowry Prohibition Act, why it is needed? The dowry evil is essentially a social one having relation with property rights of women. This practice took away peace in every family. It has been matter serious concern to everyone in view of its ever increasing and disturbing proportions under the said rules. The list of presents which are given at the time of marriage to the bride shall be maintained by bride. Second point, every list of presents referred in the sub-rule shall be prepared at the time of marriage or as soon as possible after the marriage. Shall be in writing, shall contain brief description of each present, the approximate value of the present, name of the person who have given the present, shall be signed by both bride and bridegroom. So, according to the dowry prohibition rules, no person shall give or abet the giving or taking dowry. Second, demand any dowry directly or indirectly from the parents or guardians of the bride or bridegroom. Incur marriage expenditure and aggregate value exceeding 15,000 rupees. Display the gifts given to the bride or bridegroom in the form of ornaments, etc. Serve more than 2 principal meals. Deny conjugal rights on the ground that dowry has not been given or dowry given as insufficient. Any person who violates the above said items shall be punishable for a term of a imprisonment 6 months or with fine. So this is about the dowry prohibition rule. Next question, 16th question. Define whistleblowing and state the different types of whistleblowing. Whistleblowing is known as conveying the information by an employee on an important moral problem to somebody in a position to take action problem. That is whistleblowing. So types of whistleblowing, there are two based on destination, based on source or origin, recipient, agent. So first one based on destination, in these two are there, internal whistleblowing. In this case, the information is conveyed to person within the organization but beyond the approved channels. External whistleblowing. This happens when information is transmitted outside the organization. The recipient may be MP or MLA. It becomes severe if the information reaches the press and public. The damage is more. Sometimes situation may go out of control. So like this, two are there, internal and external whistleblowing. Second is based on source or origin. That is agent will say. Under this, three are there. Open whistleblowing, anonymous whistleblowing, partly anonymous whistleblowing. Open whistleblowing means the originator reveals his identity as he conveys the information. This information is reliable and true, but sometimes partially true. Anonymous whistleblowing means the identity is concealed. The information may or may not be true, but the agent anticipates perhaps some repression or threat if identified is revealed. Partly anonymous whistleblowing means it is a situation exists when individual reveals his identity to the journalist but insists that name be withheld from the others. So like this, two different types of whistleblowing. Next question. Explain the Protection of Children from Sexual Offences Act 2012. POSCO. POCSO. Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act 2012. It is an act formed to protect the children from the sexual assault, sexual harassment, pornography, and provide for establishment of special courts for trial of such offences and for matters connected with this. Clause 3 of Article 15 of our Constitution empowers the state to make special provisions for the children. The Government of India on 1992 December 11 Convention on the Rights of Child adopted by the General Assembly of the United Nations, which has prescribed set of standards followed by all state parties in securing the best interest of the child. So this act, postcode 2012, it includes penetrate, sexual assault, aggravated penetrative sexual assault punishment, sexual assault and punishment therefore, sexual harassment and punishment, using child for pornographic purposes and punishment, abetment and attempt to commit, punishment for false complaint, false information. Next question. Explain Domestic Violence Act 2005. So, domestic violence means if you are beaten up, threatened and harassed in your home by a person with whom you reside in the same house, then you are facing a domestic violence. The Protection of Women from Domestic Violence Act 2005 gives you a right to claim protection and assistance against domestic violence. So the Domestic Violence Act 2005, before enhancement of the Domestic Violence Act 2005, we have different laws for protection of the rights of the woman. Domestic Violence Act 2005 aims to protect the rights of women within the relationship. The Domestic Violence Act provides more effective protection of the rights of the woman guaranteed under the Constitution who are victim of the violence of any kind of his act, which gives a wide power to the magistrate for the protection of the rights of the woman. So if you go through the domestic violence, there are 4 different types of violence are there. Physical violence. Under physical violence, beating, slapping, hitting, biting, kicking, punching, pushing, causing bodily pain or injured violence comes. Under sexual violence, there are 4. Forced sexual intercourse, forces you to look pornography or any other obscene picture or material, any act of sexual nature to abuse, humiliate or degrade you, child sexual abuse. Under verbal or emotional violence, insulting, naming, calling with a name. So, accusations on your character or conduct, insulting for not having a male child, insulting for not bringing the dowry, preventing you from taking up a job, forcing you for leaving a job, threat to commit suicide, any other verbal or emotional abuse comes under verbal and emotional violence. Economic violence means not providing you money for maintaining you, your family, your child. Not providing food, cloth, medicine, etc. Forcing you out of the house you live in. Disturbing you in caring or your employment. So like this, 4 type of violence are there. So to prevent this, Domestic Violence Act 2005 came into existence. So the Domestic Violence Act, it protects the rights of women guaranteed under the constitutional who are victim of the violence of any kind of. This act gives wide power to the magistrate for the protection of the rights of the woman. So under this act, information to the protection officer, if it is happened, then should be informed to the protection officer, exclusion of liability of informant under section 7. Any person or a woman who has reason to believe that an act of domestic violence has been or is being or is likely to be committed may give information about it to the concerned protection officer. No liability, civil, criminal, shall be incurred by any person for giving in good faith of information for the purpose of subsection. Duties of police officers, service providers and magistrate as per section 8. A police officer, protection officer, service provider or magistrate who have received a complaint of domestic violence against women or is otherwise present at the place of an accident of domestic violence when the incident of domestic violence is reported to him, shall inform aggrieved person of her right to make an application for obtaining a relief by the way of protection order, an order of relief, custody order, residence order, compensation order, more than one such order under this Act. Availability of the services of service provider. Next, availability of services of the protection officers. So, like this, the Domestic Violence Act 2005 highlights. Next question and last question, that is, explain the Sexual Harassment at Workplace Bill 2006. Sexual harassment can be defined as whoever intending to insult modesty of any woman utters any sound or gesture or exhibits any object intending at such word or sound shall be heard or that such gesture or object shall be seen intrudes upon the privacy of a woman called as a sexual harassment. Sexual harassment at Workplace Bill 2006. It pursuant to the judgment in the Visakhapatnam state of Rajasthan on said harassment, government has taken many steps to ensure compliance with the laid down by the government has taken many steps to ensure by the Supreme Court. The service rules have been amended to include sexual harassment at the workplace as misconduct and providing for departmental inquiry against such complaint, punishment for the same if the charges are held proved. So there are 5 to 6 different features of this bill. Bill means Act, 2006 Act. So first, this bill makes the provisions for constitutions of the International Complaints Committees and shall be mandatory for every workplace and every employer in charge of a workplace to constitute as Inter-Complaints Committee. Second, the committee is required to complete the inquiry within a time period of 90 days. On completion of inquiry, a report will be sent to the employer or the district officer. In case maybe they are mandated, take action on the report within 60 days. Next, every employer is required to constitute an internal complaint committee. Each office or branch with 10 or more employees. The district officer required to constitute a local complaint committee at each district if he required at block level. The complaints committee have the powers of civil courts for gathering incidents. The complaint committee are required to provide before initiating an inquiry if requested by the complainant. The inquiry process under this Act should be confidential and Act lays a penalty of 5,000 on the person who has breached confidentiality. The Act requires employers to conduct education programs and develop policies against sexual harassment. Penalties have been prescribed for the employers. Non-compliance with the rising of the Act shall be punishable with a fine of Rs 50,000. Repeated violations may lead to higher penalties and cancellation of registration to conduct business. Last point, government can order an officer to inspect workplace and records related to sexual harassment in any organization. So with this, we'll end the video session. So we have discussed all 6 units of PIC subject, that is 145 marks question and answers. PIC subject is very easy subject. Go through the videos, and these videos may help you in your forthcoming examinations. All the best. Thank you one and all.